Okay, my name is Sandra. I work at the Battle Center. On my days off, I help Aki, actually, who's sitting over there at the farm at 240 Crestwood. So that's where I was this morning harvesting eggplant, which is going to go to that restaurant, as well as maybe bartered as well. And when I'm not working, they also live at the Rena Community Residence, which also has a farm, which, it takes a bit of work to do because it's also convincing people to water their plants and to make sure that once you stake your plants and things like that. And it's a learning process. So hopefully next year things might go a bit better and people will have a better understanding of how everything works. Also getting to water them, because there was over 100 some odd plants, and I think also the problem was that some of the plants were put so close together as well.
Yeah.
So which plants sort of grow better in certain environments, right? Because the mega farm, they sort of had, the tomatoes were separate, the eggplants were separate, they weren't all kind of combined together. So they had a row that was one section was only eggplant, one section was only tomatoes, one section was only cucumbers and beans. But if you tried to sort of mishmash everything together, and have your 4 parcels, sometimes, they have the cucumbers growing with the tomatoes, and that doesn't always work very well. It's not a very symbiotic relationship because they both grow on vines and they both end up taking over from each other.
Right.
So which plants go better well together in a certain environment versus other plants that maybe don't grow so well together?
Hi, I'm Desiree Kramer, and I'm a congregation member from the Reconstructionist Synagogue, Dache Noam, and I've known Fred for 3 years since he engaged me with writing the initial grant, but because of COVID, this is the first time I've actually met him in person, which is quite exciting. Dache Noam has already been the recipient of 2 grants from the TD Environmental Foundation through the Interfaith group. And we have grown a pollinator garden, and our executive director has given me permission to use 2 of our parking lot spaces for this project to grow vegetables. I am a master gardener, and I think we can do this, and it'll be fantastic, and I'm honored to have been invited.
Hello, my name's Malik. I work at Lou Fruitman. I'm really proud to be a part of the Greena Community Farm. My background in gardening goes a little bit back, maybe 2019, and just like Renee says, if you're not failing, you're not gardening. Because there's a lot of tips and tricks you learn as you go on in your quote-unquote journey, like spacing or manual pollination and cross-pollination. So as this evolves, we'll learn all the tips and tricks we can. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Pat. I work out of Stone Dean. We got brave 2 years ago, just as the pandemic was starting, to do our own little gardening in the backyard. We're blessed with a big backyard. So we got help to dig out, bought soil, did the whole 9 yards and planted. I got tomatoes from my mom's garden because she's an avid gardener, and the plants were already started. So we did some tomatoes and a couple other things. And it went well. There was one individual that was particularly keen on helping out and watering. And then I went on a 2-week vacation, and I came back, and people forgot to water the garden. So needless to say, it was a bust. But this program is so much easier because it's easy to do. There's not a lot of maintenance. It's easy to keep up. There's an individual that reminds it time to water the garden. She knows when we have to go out. Generally, the gardening is done in the morning as a morning program for the individuals on a nice day. They all go outside and enjoy it, and they all help with the watering and the maintenance of the boxes. And depending on, because the yard is so big, part of it has a lot of sunlight and part of it doesn't, and they'll move them around according to where the sunlight is needed and what plant needs it most. And they've actually flourished. I was away for 10 days, and I went out the back, and it's like, whoa, and it just literally, in almost the 10 days I was gone, it went from here to here. So we're very lucky, and there's staff that are really taking care of it, and hopefully next year we'll get more, and it'll be even better. And we're seeing the fruits of our labor. So it's a great program, and easy to do, very easy to do. So thank you for that.
Hi, I'm Jess, and I'm the Urban Agriculture Coordinator for York Region Food Network. So we're just a nonprofit organization that tackles food insecurity issues. And we also have our community gardens throughout York Region, and the closest one to here actually is just at Bathurst and Clark, behind the fire hall at that corner. So we're very, close by, and we've been working with RENA as barter partners. We have a gleaning program where we are in contact with a bunch of different farmers in York Region, and if they have excess produce that otherwise would be tilled into the ground or go to waste, then we're able to either harvest or pick up from them, and then we have that to distribute to the community. And so with RENA, we're able to sort of do an exchange. If we've got a bunch of potatoes or zucchini like we have here today, we can bring it down, and we sometimes receive like eggplant and just other beautiful produce from RENA as well.
2 years ago, one of the ISP goals of the individual I support is gardening. That 2 years ago, we planted some spinach, some lettuce, tomatoes. It grew very well. But this year, the one you guys brought, the program, it makes it more easier because that time we had to cultivate, weed every time, and the way we water it is totally different from the way we are doing it now, which is more easier. Sometimes we just put some water twice a week. So we work as a team. And we got, like my location, we believe in having vegetable every time with their meals. So it's very easy to get the vegetable from the garden. And sometimes we have excess that we have to take to other locations to consume. So I'm really happy with the program. It's really doing well, very easy to maintain. And we have a huge land. We may request for more of that. Before now, I have zero knowledge about gardening, and it came to Rockview. I was assigned to pick up all the stuff, and like right now, assist with watering the plants, and it's okay. And we also harvest the product and use and to cook for the individuals as well with the staff. So I think it's a very cool program.
Good morning, guys. My name is Sonny. I work at 65 Crestwood. Normally and yearly, we do gardening. My supervisor is very keen on making us do plant ourselves and harvest ourselves. So, and there's an individual or resident that is so interested in gardening in our home. So he would water sporadically, but no structure, nothing. We just do what we can do. Basically, we didn't know much about gardening until Aki came on the scene this year. So what we have now is has really blossomed and taught us a few tricks on how to do it technically, and we came off this year as very, very good. Everyone participated in it, and thanks to my supervisor who was always pushing us to learn the tricks, and thanks to Aki. So today we're very good. I'm very, very interested in it. I hope we continue to expand.
Okay, I'm from 62 Garden. And gardening is something I really like it. So when I got hired, I first went to 61 Ken High, and they have big backyard to do it. But garden don't have. They already made it, so you have to do it at the balcony. And so when Fred came, he already started with small pots at the balcony and flowers. But the program really helped because when they brought the container, they piped it there. I was wondering, what is this? Do I move it or leave it there? So when they came around and said, no, that's where the water hole will be going through and you water it. So it was really good. And the plant did very well. You really enjoy it. And the individual too, they really enjoy it because they have to water it.
The Greener Community Farm has really been something that we all looked forward to because for the first 2 years we were just planting flowers. So now we moved into planting, the plants like the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the spring onions. And I still recall when I left on Friday and came back on Monday, and no one had watered the plant. And I said, oh my, our plants are really dead. But we didn't know what there's where you water the hole, that tube. Yeah. We had no idea because, so then we looked at, the video, and it showed that you can actually water through there. So what we decided to do, every Friday, we just flood that water from there. So when we came back on Monday, it still had, yes. And apart from that, also I work, I'm in a group with the community garden back in Durham region. So the experience I get from the Greener Green and the community is really great because it opens my eyes to see that there's a variety of way of planting vegetables, not just on the ground. You can use the planters also.
Good morning. My name is Gimja, and I work at 437 Wilson. Prior to that, I worked at the Battle Center where I was familiar with the greenhouse. We had a greenhouse working with the individuals, watering and stuff. And during the COVID, of course, when we went to the residence, we did have some plans for the individuals that they watered. It gives them a sense of responsibility, so they knew kind of when to water their house plants. In the summer, we planted some herbs, and those are the activities we did during the summer. But this year, with the containers being there and seeing the bigger plants and bigger gardening, the individual had their day to water, and they were always saying, today's Monday, it's my turn. So it gave them a sense of responsibility as well to have their day to water, and they also enjoying the products afterwards, like the produce afterwards. So it is a great program for the individuals.
Hi everyone, I'm Patricia Lewis. I'm from the Toronto Region Conservation Authority. I work as part of our project manager on our Sustainable Neighborhoods team, which runs our SNAP program, which is Sustainable Neighborhood Action Program. So this is a program we've partnered with the City of Vaughan on over the last couple of years. So we've been working with the Thornhill community to develop an action plan for this community, and green infrastructure is a big focus of that plan, so including urban agriculture initiatives. So when we connected with Fred, and Fred informed us about the GREENA program and all the great things that are happening in the community, we were able to help support with funding to build the pollinator garden that's here, and also at the Crestwood site as well. So I'm just really excited to be here today and hear all your stories, and it's such a fantastic project, so I was happy to be a part of that.
So I'm Elena McKenzie, Sustainability Coordinator for the City of Vaughan, and I'm partnering with Patricia to lead the Thornhill SNAP project in the Thornhill community. As Patricia mentioned, we were able to support with the pollinator garden at this location and at the Crestwood location, and it's great to be here today and to hear everybody's stories. I know, Fred, you're working with the city on a few other of the urban agriculture initiatives, so I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to explore what else we can help with and assist with.
My name is Janet. I am working at 5 Bar Hill. Gardening is something that we normally do at our location. However, since the pandemic, it's like the interest was not there anymore. Anyways, my supervisor always encouraged us to, plant, and it's like no one wants to do it. Anyways, for this year, someone came from RENA and showed us how, we could plant these items in the container. Because usually before, when we plant in the ground, in the soil, it's like the products, it didn't come out well. But for this year, we noticed that all the products that we planted, they were so big, nice, it came out very, very fine. So today, I'm here, I want to learn more how to go about, planting and all the stuff that is involved to really have a really good and a mature products at the end of the day.